Hey, this is Bwana. We're going to be talking about Torchlight Infinite and the global launch reveal, Cube of Rapacity Season 3. And this aired on, I believe, April 22nd. And just give you my thoughts on all the changes and all the stuff that's coming to Torchlight Season 3. I'm trying to remember. I don't remember if I was in the first closed beta or the second. I want to say it was January, so it might have been the second. Black Sail, that's what we're on right now. We have been listening, making improvements, enchanting content, optimized control experience, adjusting heroes' trait balance. This time, we are ready. Yeah. Cube of Rapacity. Can't help but think about another cube in another game.
Wow, here we are. Thank you everybody for joining us on today's Torchlight Infinite global launch reveal. Really happy to be with you. I'm Sean from the Torchlight Infinite team. I guess the first thing we need to do is say thank you to all of the players, right? Tons of valuable suggestions.
Oh, you're welcome.
Loads of time spent playing the game in the open beta. And we really appreciate it. Thank you guys. In today's reveal, we will introduce all of the new important updates in the global launch, as well as the content updates in the new season, Cube of Rapacity. Before we kick things off, I guess we should say hello to some familiar faces. Hi.
Hi, Sean.
Hello.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
This is Jack, the game director of Torchlight Infinite. It's been a while since our last live stream we had. I'm really happy to sit here and present our new season to you all.
Hey everyone, this is Ian, the community manager of Torchlight Infinite. Glad to see you all again.
I mean,
I wonder who they got that cube idea from.
Day by day feels like we're finally
getting there.
First things first, it's the question you've been getting asked the most. When does the new season start?
That was a really good question, and I
really good question.
That the new season as well as the global launch will be set on May 9th, 5 p.m. Pacific time. So if you played the previous season,
we'll be streaming that.
You might notice that we've tweaked the starting time.
Mark your calendars, chat. We'll be live for that.
All players who enter the game before May the 9th will get an exclusive avatar with Pioneer Hunter title.
I want that back accessory because I have nothing right now.
So next up, we're going to be talking to David Brevik of legendary Diablo status. David, of course, came on as
Wait a minute. So that's who they got that cube idea from.
A lot of input into the game. Yeah, great to see you too. I think a lot of the players were fascinated to know
Greybeard Games. I happen to be an honorary member.
Really interested to know. Well, with that in mind, David, it's been great to catch up with you today, and we look forward to seeing you in the new season.
Yeah, thanks so much. I really appreciate it.
Thanks. So that's where they got that cube idea from. No, I'm just joking. I knew David was on this thing.
Speak to you soon.
Thank you, David.
I'm not sure if I don't know if I'm gonna like the new character or not. Because he's Range Boom Boom.
Much,
I like
David.
Range Boom Boom,
Very
but
cool to be talking with you.
I want to see how he synergizes with everything else, though.
But for now,
I'm definitely going to want to try him, though. In case you guys are wondering, like I was, rapacity is not a word I use often, but it's the state of being rapacious and having or showing a strong or excess desire to acquire money or possess things. Greedy. So it's a cube of greed, chat.
Divinity Slate I mentioned earlier plays a crucial role in the Statue of the New God development system in this new season. The New God has bestowed upon hunters a fresh talent panel, Statue of the New God. Unlike previous talent panels, hunters can now combine and place multiple Divinity Slates on the Statue of the New Gods, granting them potent
So that
buffs.
currency, he said, restores Divinity Slates? So that's where that's going to be coming in handy.
Divinity Slate is associated with a specific god and can hold up to 2 random talent affixes related to that god.
So every one of these pieces has some stats on it, and it's like a Tetris puzzle, what it looks like. It's going to be interesting how they do this. Going to be interesting, and like that currency to restore them. I don't know if that restore means that you re-roll or you can take it out and put it back in or not. That's what I'm assuming.
Hunters can also enhance Divinity Slates through a unique branding method. However, once branded, these Divinity Slates become untradeable.
Ah, okay. This is where it comes in. This is where the currency comes in, where you're branding these slates, and it's similar to the crafting. in the game looks like, where you're adding affixes and suffixes and prefixes and re-rolling things. And yeah, okay. So this is like an addendum to the crafting system.
Unwanted Divinity Slate can be broken down into divinity fragments, which can either be crafted into new random Divinity Slates or traded freely.
There you go.
The new god has also granted hunters access to new legendary Divinity
That's
Slates.
cool.
These powerful
So
slates...
if you brick one, you can always farm more. That's good to know. It won't be a super... Well, I don't know how often they'll drop or their currency will drop, but it seems like it's something that you can farm up and keep making these different slates. And then you brick them and then you make another slate and then you brick that and there's a cycle.
Explosive buffs. What sets Incarnation of the Gods apart from Wisdom of the Gods is that its divine realm doesn't really deal damage directly. Instead, it aids Thea in converting the gods' blessings.
Yep.
When Thea is outside her divine realm, she transforms her tenacity blessings into agility blessings, carrying out the goddess of hunting's edicts. This enables her to deal unimaginable damage.
It's gonna be an interesting character. I don't know how to use her yet.
Based on the number of agility blessings.
How I would use her.
Against powerful enemies who are unwilling
like
to
Bing,
be
I know
punished,
how I would use
Thea
them, but
can
her,
enter
I
the
have no
divine
idea.
realm, which converts agility blessings into tenacity
Should be fun to
blessings,
experiment with.
allowing her to borrow the power of the God of the Might,
I can
which
get her.
grants her. This hero trait requires hunters to strategize about acquiring the God's blessings and entering the divine realm at the right moment to convert divine powers. They must also find ways to cope with a series of negative effects. The new hero Escapist Being can be unlocked by purchasing the season
Lots
pass
of power with a
once
lot
the
of
open
risk.
beta begins. Well,
Yeah, maybe I can
in
play her
this
before
season,
this comes
the new
out. Like
skills
I
added
get
are
an idea of the
mainly
hero
sentry
herself.
skills, followed by
before I
one
try the new
Shadow
trait.
Strike skill and one Summon skill.
I don't know if I
Thunder
have time
Spike is a
though.
fresh Shadow Strike skill.
Gotta finish my minion
when you
build
land a
first.
critical strike. This makes Thunder Spike a standout skill for clearing maps or battling tough enemies.
I was gonna say, it seems like a good single target.
The sentry
ability.
skill, according to
I think the next build I might do might be a sentry build. I don't know.
Arrow and Harrier.
Because I tried to use sentries with my current minion build and I couldn't make it work.
It fires
exactly.
3 arrows into the sky, dealing area damage.
I think I'll do a
based
better
on the
job of
hunter's
it now,
weapon
though.
damage upon landing. Arrow and Harrier's arrows can deal damage to the same enemy when they land. This means that when multiple Inherior are present on the battlefield
That
simultaneously,
seems like a good map clearing
they can carpet
ability right
bomb
there.
enemies in a vast area and inflict massive damage on a single target. It's important
it's
to
good
note
for
that
single target,
Arrow
too.
Inherior's damage increases over time.
I wonder how good.
So when facing tough enemies,
That's it. Did
avoid
that say
hastily
57
summoning
million?
new
It did.
Inherior, as
Yeah, my
this could
damage is a
remove
little
your initial
low.
Arrow Inherior and actually reduce your damage.
Dude is critting for 57
Thunder
million
Core
with
is a lightning spell
an AoE
sentry
ability.
that periodically unleashes several, chaining enemies together in a lightning grid to inflict damage
Oh, that
over a
looks
large
nice.
area. When targeting a single enemy, Thunder Core concentrates all its thunder strikes on that enemy. I hope Thunder Core will offer robust
Man, these are
firepower support
good,
for hunters
like
in
single
all
target
situations.
/ single or
Frost
multi-target.
Core is a unique
abilities.
spell sentry that fires spiral projectiles, bouncing between enemies as they strike.
I like
What
how it's
sets
good
Frost
for
Core
single
apart
and multi.
is its ability to Green Phantom attacks
Oh,
targets
yeah.
with beam skills, and its beam skills become more potent as hunters grow stronger. Every
That
few
machine
beam
army
attacks,
proc.
the
Look
next
at it.
beam will cover a wider range and deal higher damage. Unlike other synthetic troop skills, when using a Summer Green Phantom skill, there's
I
no
kinda
need
like
to
this
manually
skill.
activate it. The Green Phantom is automatically summoned periodically.
I don't know. I don't know if I like it better than spiders though.
When hunters actively use the skill, they promote
Maybe I can-
all
can
Green
combine it
Phantoms
with
to
spiders.
instantly move to the target location and fire their destructive light cannon at the target, dealing high burst damage.
Because the range doesn't seem that long. It seems like a melee thing, but it's kind of ranged at the same time.
We have prepared 13 new pieces of legendary gear for hunters in the Cube of Rapacity season.
Ooh, mana unhit.
Today, I will introduce 2 pieces of
Movement
legendary
speed
gear
on
that
the
have
belt?
powers granted by the new god. The legendary belt, Law of the Supreme Will, has
I
order
want.
and chaos buffs. The new system consists of 2 components, prototype crafting and targeted processing.
There we go. Crafting
Prototype
overhaul.
crafting allows hunters to lock up to 2 affixes on a piece of gear and re-randomize it into a prototype gear with up
Yeah.
to 4 fixed
I like the
affixes.
locking feature.
This process retains advanced affixes on gear, but the plasticity of the original gear decreases with each craft.
Uh-huh.
Prototype crafting is not possible on gear with zero plasticity.
So it doesn't break it if it goes to 0.
This
It's just
method
you can't
enhances
do
the
anything
looting
else
experience,
to it.
turning gear drops with advanced affixes into valuable crafting materials and making the crafting process more exciting.
Those are going to sell for a lot, I
Targeted
think.
processing replaces the old
Plasticity
crafting
100 with a
method.
lot of affixes.
While hunters can still use Amber to craft desired affixes,
That's like
they
money.
no longer have the option to save or revert affixes when crafting a single affix. Instead, they can pay a certain cost to revert the gear to its initial states before target processing. It is recommended that hunters
Oh,
use
that's a
prototype
nerf
crafting
to today's
create good
crafting.
prototype gear and then use target processing to craft other affixes. This combination
Give and
makes
take.
obtaining powerful gear easier than before, but crafting the best gear becomes more challenging and
Yeah.
strategic.
You can't.
enhancing
It's
the
gonna be
overall
harder to
crafting
craft like the
experience for
perfect
players.
item because right now you can just do cancel and
Torchlight
then try
Infinite is
again,
constantly
cancel, try
working on
again.
game balance
With this, you're gonna have to
adjustment
use some
and
resources
optimizations
to
based on
cancel and
player
try
feedback
again.
and testing. In the new season, many
But
targeted
that prototype
improvements have been
crafting
made
did
to hero
look good.
traits,
So
skills,
we're getting
talents, and
something, but
gear,
we're losing something
with a
too.
special focus on legendary gear.
Should we be looking out?
I like the new prototype crafting. I'm a little bit bummed because I haven't crafted as much as I'd like with the current crafting system because it seemed like it was really easy to get the perfect item. Well, not easy. You got to farm all the mats, but the system was very generous. Like you could just add affix. I want T1 life. I want T2 this. I want T1 that. And if you didn't get it, you could just keep what you have, and then try again. And there was little to no downside to crafting, other than the consumption of mats. And they seem like they have changed that to say, hey, okay, you got this cool prototype crafting where you can pin and like lock different things at a cost. And the idea of just canceling normal crafting is gone now. It's like there's some resources you have to consume if you want to keep trying. So a little bit more farming, but a little bit more convenience. It's going to be interesting to see what the trade-off is.
And Jack, I think mentioned we have some improvements in our controller support. Yeah.
Sure, one more thing. Yeah, the dev teams have put a lot of effort on optimization of our PC game experience. Now for this time, the new season, you can play our game with a PC with controller, or you can enjoy your game on the Steam Deck.
Nice. So perfect for players on any platform.
Yes,
right?
yes, sure.
I'm hoping they're going to still work on
let's
that
check out
because
some events coming
the
up in
game
new
still
season, shall
feels
we?
a bit too mobile for my
Wanna handle this
taste.
one?
Yeah, definitely.
Mainly from a
We
UI
got
perspective.
really
So I
interesting
hope they keep
contest
working
that's in
towards
our
that
next season.
PC-ifying the game.
We're gonna have a
or giving us
queue of
options at
capacity-related
least.
thing because we want our players to know the
it's
season
playable,
thing
but it's
quickly
very
and how
mobile,
exciting it's
like-
gonna be. And like the
You
one before,
really
can
notice it
also
when you
have-
get into
right?
inventory.
Yeah, it's not exactly first down, but you can also
You go
support
in there,
the
you're just
streamers
like,
to
oh,
complete
drag
the
and drop.
puzzle
Yep.
Oh,
in the
no,
next
no.
season.
There's some
And
drag and
then,
drop.
except for the being a participant with all
That's
the
where it hit
in-game
me the
rewards,
hardest.
and we actually
So I'm hoping they keep
have a stack of
working towards that.
$10,000
Wow.
as the
And
price.
keep giving them
wow.
feedback.
to
Tell
spice
us.
everything up.
Tell these
that
folks.
is spicy.
Yeah,
Let 'em know.
Like all the participants
I will.
have a chance to win the prize. And yeah, the branding system is like the crafting system for gears. The branding system is like the crafting for the Divinity Slates. And if you're lucky enough, there are the slates you got can have 2 affix. That's really powerful on it because it could be the talent nodes on the very right of the talent. That's usually plus skill levels or maximum stacks of blessings. Those are really powerful skills, and you can have 2 on that on default by when you drop it, and you can use the branding system to add 3 more affix on it. So in total it was 5 really powerful. So which means basically 1 Divinity Slates on your panel means 5 more extra talent nodes. And
That's
you can
strong.
also allocate on those into the most powerful.
He did say
points,
what
which
it cost to
means
revert it,
it's
but
also
now
gonna be
I understand a little bit
really
more.
powerful for heroes.
That
So how
is-
much of a power increase could a well-branded one realistically be? That sounds quite strong.
It
A
sounds
lot.
very
All I
strong.
can say is it's gonna be 5 talent nodes, but you can put it everywhere you want, anywhere you want. So,
5 talent
and
nodes
also there will
per
be, like,
tile.
similar effects working as.
And it
the
looks like you can get a lot of
infinity
tiles in there.
build. So it's also be part of the. So yeah.
Awesome.
I gotta do something about that sound.
Yeah, something else that caught my eye.
So
the new
the thing about that is, okay, there's a power curve going up. So I wonder if the content that's going to be coming in season 3 is going to match that power curve. Because it seems like now if you can clear the top end content, this is just going to make you clear it even faster. Which seems kind of unreal because I see some really strong builds out already. So I wonder if the content's going to scale a little bit more.
legendary items with
Or not.
Defiance of the Gods effect.
Actually, cast the multiple projectile skills in one time.
Are those
And the thing
bombs?
is, if you want to increase your
Oh
damage,
my goodness.
and
This looks
you
great.
just try to increase the number of the bombs. That's the key.
Yeah.
The more bombs you throw, then the more damage you will.
I really like
create
those orbs.
to your damage.
Yes.
To the enemies, of course.
Oh, and also one thing
Yeah.
you can also build on around the projectile speed, because that not only increase the speed that you throw your bomb, but also directly increases the damage. So there's a lot of ways that you can build around Bane, and it's really fun hero that I've also
So
enjoyed
projectile
playing.
speed.
And also, you can
Maybe
let's say,
AoE?
improve your throwing numbers of the bombs by, of course, the hero trait,
Right.
and hero relics, and hero memories. So they will
Okay.
the combination together will make your build even more powerful.
Right.
What's playing?
Yeah, that sounds really cool.
That's interesting.
In terms of heroes,
Okay, so I was now going to ask you about the cube. It looks like a really interesting mechanic. And
A
in
cube
Black Sail,
in an ARPG.
it felt a little bit more unrewarding because of the amount of control you kind of had over the outcome. And obviously in this new season, you
That's
can
quite
continue
heraldic.
to kind of try your luck with the cube. And at some point, you could potentially lose all those rewards. What have you done differently from Black Sail so that you feel like that choice are like meaningful and you kind of incentivize you to take risks?
Actually, it's not that scary, of course. So
Of course it is.
You know, another thing is for the new season, it's the season mechanics. Of course, we put a lot of efforts and attention on this.
Stay a while and listen.
In the previous season, we give the players a lot of
This is the
choices.
cube of
They can
rapacity.
choose You
The
can
cube.
try to double your reward,
You
or you will lose it. But it's with a little bit risk, but you can double it. But it just depends on you. If you don't want to go to this risk, you just keep safe. You get to collect what you
Ultra
already
rare,
get,
rare,
you
super
just
rare,
go to
super
another map.
rare.
Yeah,
So
sure,
that's it.
I'm going to be risking it a lot most of the time, I imagine.
This man's crazy.
gotta risk it. Gotta risk it for the content.
Yeah.
And
True.
you mentioned the game's getting more complex.
Time we will constantly improve the game experience for new players.
Oh yeah,
I think are we in a position to share some examples of what we've done for
so
new players,
in
right?
the next season, I think we've got a starter build recommendation.
Yeah.
That's like a very obvious icon on the top right where you first
Oh,
get
that's
into the game.
nice.
You can see like what talents, skills linked, and the support gives support.
Oh, if they could do
skills,
like
what
Dota
are they
2, that
used.
would be amazing.
You don't have to think about what to choose.
just
but
follow it.
Yeah, just follow it.
Oh my
And
goodness, Dota
it
2
will be
system in this
powerful
game would be
enough to get
great.
you
Great.
through
You guys know what I'm talking
early
about.
game.
Dota 2 has like recommended builds you can do for a character, and as you level up in Dota 2 as you're playing, it highlights the item to buy next based on that build. So if they do that, if they can tie like these starter builds into the actual leveling process, like all right, you hit level 10, select this. That would make the new user onboarding so much better.
I'm not promising you can defeat all the Uber bosses, but it will help you go through a very fluent early game. And when it comes to later on, we do have hero rankings where you can see all the top players. And we did a little improvements on that because in the previous season, there's actually some aspects where we cannot see, but now you can see everything. Each of the talent nodes that he put on his talents, we can see that through the hero ranking system. So now players can see a very thorough,
Detailed.
and detailed
Complete.
instructions.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that.
about
I really
how
hope
they
that's
gotta choose.
robust.
Yeah.
So-
That's probably going to be one of
Actually,
my
there's
more
another
anticipated
small feature,
features.
but I really enjoy it, is we add a replay system in
Yeah.
our game. So that means when players clear a map, like it's tier mark
You say
7
replay?
or
Replay, yeah.
You clear a boss or any map, you can share your replay in
that's
the
cool.
chat channel.
to let someone else
Yeah.
see like how
Yeah.
fast or what mechanic you're using.
Yeah.
and
And,
then-
and I think this is cool for both new and experienced players.
Oh, that's
because
a
for new
content-
players actually
that is a
before,
content generator
what
right
happened
there.
is they had to go to YouTube.
Send me your
right,
replays.
to see what more
Exactly.
experienced players were doing.
I will review
and for
them.
more experienced players, it makes it way more easy for them to
Just
share
in-game.
what they're doing.
Yeah,
I will give you a
in-game.
thumbs
And
up.
The cool thing is, if you see a
Or a
replay
thumbs
and
down.
you think the build and the
Send
the
me your
playstyle is cool, you want to copy, you can directly click the name of the players and you can jump into his builds, and you can see all the items, skills, and everything to make this build. So just
dude, that's a good idea.
And you can have all this.
That's a really good idea.
That's really cool.
I think
yeah, that sounds cool. One quick question from that: is that going to be a video then?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like
no. Actually, it's not a video.
It's not a video.
It's really in-game replay. Yeah. It's in-game replay.
It'd be just like Overwatch's system.
Some player playing.
I think StarCraft did the same thing.
So actually, we store.
It's a set of instructions in a file, and you run it through the game engine, and it just shows you what happens.
On the map, and you replay. You can see how the player.
Usually, those file sizes are really small too.
Yeah. It is
and
like
even you can speed up. You can speed up two times and 4 times like that. Yeah.
Oh. It's very cool.
Yeah, I like
that. Is really nice.
Especially we have.
There's a surprising amount of build variety in this game.
Testing time.
Like I was surprised. And I was expecting a lot. I was like, oh.
Some automated.
One thing that I also did a lot previously is crafting.
Yeah.
And I spend way more time than any person should crafting items in Torchlight Infinite for fun and sometimes profit. But it felt like there was very little reason to use an item which wasn't perfect. It wasn't like 6 times tier 1 mods were special. That was the expectation of a norm going into it. Now, going into the new season, it looks like crafting's changed significantly. What have you done in the new system to make it feel like perfect isn't the minimum requirement?
Yeah, I'll explain this one.
Yep.
So the previous crafting is a very easy to use, and actually a lot of players actually like that because it's easy to understand, it's understandable, and it's also very fun to use. Yeah, it's straightforward. So when we're making a decision of remaking the entire crafting system, we
kind of sad they're changing it
about this, but we finally made that decision because the way we had before, like you said, the perfect is just the minimum requirement. We don't want that to be the goal because we want our players to more focus on the process, not the results, and which is the reason why we turned the new system into more organic gear acquisition.
Right.
And because the crafting better gear,
I think it was too good.
We want our players to more focus on.
I really think it was too good. I looking at what they've done to it, and having used it a small bit, the crafting system in Torchlight Infinite right now, I think it was too good. There was little to no downside, and I think after a reasonable amount of playtime, you could craft like we call the perfect items. It wasn't. I'm not gonna say it wasn't difficult to get like a really good item, but the way that you got to it was a constant. It was like constant uphill. It was like you'd have a plateau and an uphill, plateau, uphill. There was no downside at all. The only downside was your time that you put in and you consuming your mats. And even then, I think the RNG was fairly generous. So I think the new crafting system is a little bit more realistic. I think the previous crafting system was just too good. It was almost all reward and no downside at all. And people had a joy and they really loved using it. Probably because of that. It just felt like you were always getting something better. But when you hit that top plateau, like he's asking that question, it's like, it felt like you had to use the perfect item because it was like, there was no reason to use something less than perfect because getting a perfect item was just a matter of time of getting. And people were selling stuff all the time that was like really, really good. So it's like, I really think it was too good. It was just too good.
Better gear, but not like you can.
Which is sad because I didn't get to use it enough.
Farming more, let's say fire element.
But still, it's realistic.
Just get a perfect gear. So I hope the remake of the crafting system will satisfy the crafting.
I think where they need to land is somewhere in the middle. I think this new system is probably going to be a little bit below expectation. Like before it was up here, they've kind of dropped it down here. I think somewhere in the middle is where it needs to be, like somewhere down here. And I think iteratively, they're in a good spot because they started at a really high bar. So they can go down a little bit to here and reach their mark fairly soon.
There's tons of plans for the future, but what excites us most is the global launch.
Yeah.
So
global launch, baby.
All of our team and
the dev
guys cannot wait.
I just hope the servers don't
to bring
do
our
what they
game
did today
to all the players. So You know,
I think our philosophy is to stick in our lane, right?
Yeah.
Stick in our lane.
It's a good answer,
focus
though.
on doing what we.
Because most ARPGs don't diss other
that's
ones.
Definitely been a
at least they try not to.
Yeah, because there's always space.
You always try to
Even
build
their
upon,
Disney
and
games,
you know they don't.
have their design.
There's nothing against taking features from other ARPGs. Like the cube. I mean, come on. Heradri's cube. That's what this cube of Rapacity is. It's basically that with some twists and turns. And then you got the seasons that they're doing here, which is very akin to what Path of Exile are doing and other ARPGs are doing. You know, even Diablo started doing it. Just the mapping concept and rifts and Diablo 3 and what they're doing with the Nether Realm and Infinite. It's like they're all borrowing from each other, but they're putting their own twist of it. And I don't think no company is saying don't do this. I think they're all pretty cool with it, which is a healthy development environment. And one of the things I like about the ARPG community is that they all realize that, you know, even the games like the Last Epoch and I can't remember all the names of them. There's so many ARPGs out these days. Even Lost Ark, a lot of the things that was a part of these games, and were a part of like Diablo 1 and Diablo 2 and games of old, they're still around today and everybody's using them. So when you go from one ARPG to the next, it's like an easy transition. So I don't have a problem with it. And I'm glad that they have the same attitude. I think that's good for the global launch reveal. I think they gave some good answers. There are some parts of this that were my favorite. Namely the new user system of the starter builds, the replay system. And I'm kind of hesitant to say, but the crafting system seems like it's going to be interesting, but it could be bad too. It could be because it's going to be worse than what the current crafting system is. Those things got to be the most excited. And Bing looks pretty good too, the new character, but I don't know how trappers are going to play in this game. I don't know if it fits in perfectly like they said, but the builds they showed off look really good. So thank you so much for a great reveal over there at Torchlight XD or XD Gaming. I'm sorry, Torchlight Infinite. And just like the infinite awesomeness, check out my patrons over at patreon.com/Bwana. Look at these wonderful individuals. Look at these wonderful names. Observe them, study them, memorize them. These people make my life complete. You complete me. I'm just kidding, but I'm not. Thank you so much for supporting me. Everything I do, whether it be playing games, 3D printing, talking about games, podcasting, whatever. These guys support my endeavors online, so you can too. Go to patreon.com/Bwana to help me out. If you would do so, that would be great. All right, guys. Thanks so much for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one.